What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we're returning to Tomino's original vision as we continue Mobile Suit Gundam Awakening. Last time, the cadets experienced some brutality as they lost their comrade Sean, who was crushed by a core fighter. Like the anime, Amado got into the Gundam and White Base exited the colony where they fought against Char. In this episode, Char's Musai will chase the Pegasus as it makes its way to Luna 2. Zeon also has a satellite orbiting Earth, and Garma will join the battle. So let's get into this. Amado is so hyped up from all the adrenaline surging through his body, he eventually returns to the Pegasus. When he lands, Bright tells him to prep the Gundam and gun cannon for future attacks. There are some mechanics on board that were on Site 7 that can help him out. Char thinks that there was nothing wrong with his strategy. It was Zeon's intel gathering that made him fail this mission. Okay, buddy. On top of that, he never thought he would have stumbled onto his sister Artesia during all of this. He writes it off as youthful inexperience. The Pegasus heads to Luna 2. This was the former asteroid, Juno. The Federation announced plans to move the asteroid from the moon orbit to Earth's orbit in UC-0035. It wasn't complete until 10 years later in UC-0045, after becoming a husk of a shell, devoid of any more resources to mine. EFF began fortification around UC-0067. Once the 1-week war broke out, Luna 2 was attacked along with the sides. After the 1-week war, it was rebuilt and used as a base of operations. There is a recon satellite occupied by Zeon called the California that rotates at a 30-degree elliptical around the Earth, constantly dispersing Minovsky particles to keep itself hidden. Captain Garmazabi receives a message from Char informing him that he is driving the Trojan horse towards his location. Remember, we aren't going to Earth on this journey, but we still hit the same beats where Char and Garma meet up. Also, Garma is a captain in the novel, unlike the anime where he is a colonel. As Garma receives a message from Char, he makes an offhanded comment saying not bad for the valedictorian, which is interesting because in Gundam Origin, Char allowed Garma to become valedictorian by causing commotion with the EFF occupiers of Side 3. Garmazabi is a very tolerant leader, but in the eyes of Char, that also makes him an ineffectual leader. The young leader preps the Gaus to intercept the Pegasus. It will take the ship about 10 hours to reach Luna 2 on the current route. Char, being more experienced than Bright, fires his cannons around him. This causes Bright to zigzag, slowing them down. They're going to try to capture Pegasus with the help of Garma. He believes that they may lose one Musai in the process. Frau Bo is helping out Sun Malo in the rotating artificial gravity section of the ship. She has become used to seeing exposed organs at this point. Two little boys are confronting a young girl who is looking for her mother. Sayla takes the position of communications officer since Pegasus is so understaffed. She looks over at a guy before realizing he isn't alive. It's just a dead body. Ryu comes on the comms and tells Sayla that they have readied the gun cannon and are awaiting orders. Ryu also asks Sayla out if they live through this. Sayla doesn't say no, but she thinks in her head, is this guy black? No joke. There is some friction between Bright, Oscar, and Marker. Sayla can sense that everyone is kind of panicking on the inside. Marker yells out that a Musai is approaching them. One thing that Oscar points out is that there is AI on board that tries to fill in the blind spots of Minovsky particle dispersion. It also AI generates 3D models to show their environment. Bright says he would be lost without these. He tells the mobile suits to launch. Amado, Ryu, and Kai take flight. The Gundam and 2 gun cannons take formation. Bright wonders if they could use Model 2s. These are a codename for small mines 10 centimeters in diameter, but Oscar says it wouldn't put a dent into a Musai. The Musai launches missiles towards the Pegasus. Mirai takes evasive maneuvers. The ship takes a hit, but what Bright is trying to do is use the force of the blast to help accelerate the Pegasus. The crew goes to patch the ship with wall film. We've seen this a couple times in the anime, but definitely not enough. This is the liquid goop that seals up holes in a spaceship. Char goes in and out, hitting the Gundam with the 120mm machine gun. It isn't going to be able to take another hit. Amado gets a kick on Char. He wasn't expecting the Gundam to get a hit off. Also, this seems to mimic Char's famous kick in the anime. The Musai fires another missile. Bright responds with anti-air missiles. As the action happens, Frau tends to the 3 kids and ensure they are tied down. She learns that this is Kika, Katz, and Let's, and says that when the action calms down, they will look for their parents once again. But Frau recognizes that no one is looking for these kids and expects the worst. Dren is not the captain of the Musai in this version. He seems to be the second XO of the sorts. The captain is someone named Haman Tram. Char wants to push the Trojan horse towards Garma, giving him all the glory. But Garma is a part of Caecilia's space attack force, but they are under Dolzel's command and the command of the Mobile Assault Force. Captain Tram wants all the glory to go to Dolzel. Dren also seems to hate Char, but not as much as the captain. Even Dren sees Char giving Garma the win somewhat traitorous towards the Mobile Assault Force. He says that Char's luck will one day run out. Kai is lost wandering around the blackness of space. Ryu moves in towards the red comet. He shoots at the Zaku. One minor difference in this version's gun cannon is that the shoulder cannons have a 280mm caliber instead of the typical 240mm. The Zaku disappears. Amada shows Ryu his shield that has been blasted apart. Even though they have state-of-the-art mobile suits, Char shows that he is an ace pilot by not missing a single shot. Amada wonders if Char is a new type. Mirai tells Bright that Char retreated because he ran out of ammo. She thinks that he may be a smart tactician. Bright notices how perceptive Mirai is. This is potentially Bright's first Mirai boner. However, in a few pages, Bright will think about how pretty Sayla is. So who knows where his heart, and more importantly, his boner belongs to. They won't be able to make it to Luna 2 as the Musai is preventing them. They will have to take Zeon head on. Sayla can't get in contact with Luna 2. Bright is starting to believe that Char is leading them into a trap. In the anime, like most heroes, they tend to fail upward. It's a kid's show designed to sell toys, so I get it. But here, we get to see Bright's struggle. He is not doing well as a commander. They have been at this cat and mouse game for 3 hours. Bright was planning on looping around Luna 2, but forgot that California is nearby. Like in episode 3 of Gundam, Vote to Attack. Bright leaves it to a vote with the crew. Should they push forward towards the California or turn back and face off with Char's Musai? Mirai thinks that they should head back as she believes the Musai is low on ammo. Ryu Jose agrees with her. They also don't know how many Gaos the Zeon satellite will have either. Bright opens a communication line to the entire ship, asking if anyone is willing to help defend it, while children and others head towards Ward E. They will engage with the Musai in 15 minutes. Alright, good talk. Time for a coffee break. 2 paragraphs are spent on coffee talk. You know, I get it, actually. Everyone begins overwhelming Sayla with questions, but Bright tells her to relay all of those questions to the commanding officer of each deck and not bother them. All she could really do is monitor injured people on the cams and relay info to Sun Malo. That is when Frau gets on the line and asks her, "Hey man, I got 3 screaming kids with me. How do I get to Ward E?" An old man named Jarma Amoff comes to the deck and tells Bright that he used to be the commander of the ship Buchanan. He wants to help. He tells him to take over for Oscar, who is currently running command at the missile launchers. The old man constantly calls him Skipper during this conversation, which greatly annoys Bright. Bright gets Oscar on the phone and tells him to let the old man pretend to take command and watch over him. He is from the radar days, which aren't as useful in an age of Minovsky particles. Marker got someone on the stern missiles. Bright notes that Marker has a photogenic memory when it comes to faces. Bright seems to not remember anyone. Meanwhile, Bright wonders, where the hell is the coffee? Someone get this man a coffee. Garma and 3 Gaos will be in firing range in 10 minutes. 3 Gaos means 18 Dopps. Interesting to see that the Dopps and Gaos were used in space before being turned into atmospheric fighters, like in the anime and manga. I suppose there's nothing stopping them from being space fighters. They don't use aerodynamics and use a lot of thrust to fight against gravity. A Gauss seems overkill for space, though. What am I talking about? It's overkill in general. Giant ace combat boss looking ass plane. Char says that Garma is very young and inexperienced. Dren looks at him and says, "Bitch, you are young and inexperienced." Dren and Char's relationship is more contentious in the novel. Char launches an Izaku to help Garma. Dren equipped his unit with a hyper bazooka, but only has 3 refurbished rounds. The Dopp space fighter was one of the first fighters developed by Zeon during a time when people barely knew of Minovsky particles. The cockpit extends out unlike typical fighters, which gives it an edge in battle and outclass the Federation's flying mantas, although it can win in a dogfight. Its weapon set is greatly underpowered, with just Vulcans and small missiles. Char realizes the Pegasus is turning around. He calls Bright foolish, as if he did this an hour earlier, he might have gotten the upper hand. but now he will have to face off against two forces. The Gauss fire its twin megaparticle cannons, but Mirai is able to dodge the beam blasts. She didn't get a command from Bright or any intel from Oscar. She just felt the need to evade in the moment. The Gundam and gun cannons launch and instantly square up with a squad of Dopps. Hayato went out in the gun cannon in Kai's place. They began fighting with Garma's fleet. And that will do it for this episode. I love seeing Bright think through his command process, especially during these early days of his command. It doesn't come easy for him, and we get to see him struggle to handle stressful situations. There's also hints that Mirai is also a new type in the anime series, but here we get to see it grow while seeing Mirai's internal monologue in the process. Next time, we will see Garma die, but in space. Also, the Pegasus will head to Luna 2, where Amado and the crew meet Matilda along with General Revel. But that will do it for now, new types. Sometimes you just gotta get the coffee yourself. Peace.